Hello everyone! In this video, we are going to talk about why resources are important. Here's our objective: to read various books about the importance of resources. As we read the book, we are going to answer the following questions. Why are resources important to us? What are different kinds of resources? What can we learn about rocks? Where does our water come from? And how can we take care of our resources? Why are resources important to us? Look at your desk or your table. What is it made of? Is your desk made of wood, metal, or plastic? Wood, metal, and plastic are resources. Everything you use is made of resources. People use resources to meet their needs. People use them at school, at work, and at home. These computers are made of resources like metal and plastic. What else can you think of? What are different kinds of resources? There are two kinds of resources: natural resources and human-made resources. A natural resource is anything from nature that people can use. Water, rocks, sunlight, and trees are natural resources. Animals are natural resources too. Some natural resources are living. Some natural resources are not living. Trees are living. Water is not living. Can you think of other living and non-living resources? A human-made resource is something made by humans for people to use. Steel and plastic are human-made resources. They can be used to make cars. We use natural resources and human-made resources every day. How do you use each resource? What can we learn about rocks? Rocks are natural resources too. A rock is a hard, non-living object from the ground. Each rock has a different shape, size, and color. Rocks are made of minerals. Different minerals make different kinds of rock. Minerals give rocks their color and texture. And the person who studies about rocks is what we call a geologist. People use rocks in many ways. Builders stack rocks to make walls. They also make houses with rocks. Artists use rocks too. Some artists carve rocks. Other artists use rocks to make jewelry. Over time, wind and weather break down rocks into smaller pieces. This is called weathering. Maybe you have seen some of the structures that have been broken down because of the rain or because of the wind, and that is what we call the weathering. Where does our water come from? Water is everywhere. Most of the water on Earth is in oceans. If you remember, we learned that the Pacific Ocean is the biggest ocean. Rivers, lakes, and ponds hold water too. A lot of water is frozen in glaciers. A glacier is a large sheet of ice. Glaciers move slowly. You can find glaciers in cold places such as Alaska. There is a lot of water underground. It flows between rocks. Water is in the sky too. Water forms clouds. Some water is fresh. Some water is salty. Fresh water is water with very little salt. It is in glaciers and rivers. It is in lakes and ponds too. The water in ponds and lakes does not flow. The water in rivers can flow fast. Most water on Earth is salt water. Salt water is water that has much more salt than fresh water. Oceans and seas hold most of Earth's salt water. How can we take care of our resources? We can take care of our resources by conserving them. To conserve means to use things wisely. Then they last longer. How can you conserve? First, reuse things. That means to use them again. Second, reduce what you use. That means to use less of something. So if you are using your copybooks, you might want to use the back side of it. So we can reduce using your copybooks. And maybe next year we can use them again. When we recycle, we make something new from something old. Old newspaper can be made into school notebooks. Glass from old jars can be made into windows. Sometimes you cannot use things again. What should you do? Dispose of them. To dispose means to get rid of. Throw them in a trash can. Don't throw them on the street. That's it for today, everyone. Thank you.